Now this right here is Project 7 Series, a 750il to be exact. Now this car was just parked up on a driveway and I had to go ask the owner if they'd be interested in selling it. Through talking, we decided that it might be best, instead of me buying the car, if I just worked on the car for him, be able to create some good content for you guys, and it gives me the opportunity to work on one of these cars again. Now in the first video we went through what we're going to try and do with the car and some of the issues that we were facing, and in the second video was giving the car a good thorough wash. In this third video I'm planning to just clean up the engine bay a little bit and start diagnosing a little bit more as to what the potential problem could be. And hopefully you guys can help me along the way on any future problems we're going to keep facing. So let's jump into it. My God, does this car take up so much space. It's literally eating up the whole garage. So the step today that I want to do is giving the engine bay a bit of a clean. Not a full detail, just a bit of a clean up there. What we're going to be doing next with the car all makes sense. It's been proper British weather lately, so yeah, it's filthy. It's very filthy in here. So today what I kind of want to focus on is mainly just cleaning up these areas. And bit by bit, once the weather is a bit better, I'm going to do a full engine bay detail. So that's how it looks at the moment. So with all of that cleared up, I'm just going to remove this panel just here. I just want to check all the modules that are going to be behind that. So I think these are Allen keys, like, I don't know, maybe an 8mm. After that one screw is loose, I was expecting to remove much more than that. So that's the engine control modules and or the ECU and everything. So let's give that whole section a little bit of a clean up as well. Everything actually looks perfect in here. No watermarks or anything. I can't see anything going on there. So I thought this was all the ECU and everything like that, and I was expecting to see some form of like extra damage or anything, but I can't see anything here. Nothing suggesting that any of those are going to be a problem. Trying to figure out the obvious things first, and that doesn't obviously look like there's a problem there. Cheat code, I guess, is opening the windows to get access to the inside of the car, because the central locking is not working at the moment, and I have a feeling it's going to be more to do with that door in the back over there or the boot, because both of them are having a bit of an issue with locking and unlocking. So we'll figure that out. This door doesn't want to open, but it is unlocked. And I'm not sure how we're going to get access to this door, because to take the door card off we're going to need to have the door open, and this door is not opening right now. So that's interesting. I'm actually just right now trying to figure out what to do next, because do I just take out the headliner stuff? Do I slowly start removing that? I think that might be a good step to do next. And to be honest, I need to get access to both rear doors to open to even be able to take out the headliner. Let me remind you all how the headliner looks. Yeah, nasty, yeah. Now I've had to have the car running because when it's off it doesn't want to stay on long enough on ignition to read anything, but got the good old laptop set up. Gonna try and read some codes here. see if we can get to the bottom of anything. So old engine, let's go with right. So okay, this cable's not working. Let's try this other one I've got. Sometimes not the easiest. Imper is not the most fun. Seriously. So I don't know what's going on here, but this connector is like clicking like crazy. And this one is fine, but this one, I don't know if you can hear it. Let me take my mic off. So I couldn't get my laptop to connect. Might need some new cables or something, but this OBD can connect. Now on engine DME bank 1, I think it is, it's coming up with these errors. But when I go into the second DME, it doesn't connect to it. It says that it's just not connecting. So gets me wondering, is there a problem with the second ECU? See? But number 1 works fine. Interesting. So everyone, a little bit stuck at the moment, trying to figure out what is going on with this engine and why it has that issue when it gets hot. Now, a couple of things that I've been kind of thinking about, talking to a few other people as well. I need to see if there's a sensor that could be giving an issue with regards to when the car's running. Now, for some reason, when I connect my Imper and stuff like that, it's not properly communicating with the car. But I've got this one OBD tool which does let me talk to the car, and it basically said that one of the ECUs is reading and the other one isn't. So I'm just having a look at the moment to see what the ECUs look like over here. Okay, so I can see the two ECUs are the two right at the far back. So I just disconnected the battery, which, because it's got the dual battery setup, you have to move the first one out of the way, then get to the second one. I've left the car alone for 15 minutes. I'm actually just going to try the ignition just to make sure I've drained out any form of battery running through the car. And then we can look at removing one of the ECUs. I got hay fever, so I've got the sniffles properly right now. Sometimes it's easier just to connect one of the cables back on and use that as a leverage point to pull the whole thing up if it wants to come up. There we go. This is the new one. Okay, so I'm gonna assume this is the old, it says it there. We're gonna swap these around. That is the old, so it does say it on there nicely. I'm gonna start with the first one going on. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And the reason why I'm doing this, oh, you can see a little bit of a corrosion inside of here as well. Wonder if that's having a little bit of an effect on it. And this is the old one. So let's get this bad boy connected up. And the good thing is, all of these can literally only go on in one specific way. Just gonna make sure everything is clipped on fully. Now, go over to the boot, connect the battery back up, and then make sure that it all works. And fingers crossed it should. I'm gonna read the codes. I'm gonna read the codes and see if anything has changed. I'm just gonna leave it there for now because it doesn't need to be fully on back at the moment. I might need to take them off. Battery's reconnected. Now I'm gonna see if we can read the engine codes. See if the other ECU now has switched to being legible. First test. see if the ignition even comes on. Okay, we've got ignition. Ooh. Before it would just turn on. And now it's dying. Whoa. That is definitely telling me something. Okay. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. I think we found a big problem. And because the car runs on 2 ECUs, it's the other one. I have a strong feeling if I switched the ECUs back around, the car would run, but then it would do that whole thing where it wouldn't run properly later on. Right now, because it's switched them around, I'm guessing the new one before was in the initial like engine spot. It was at the furthest away one, and that one allowed it to start up and stay running. But the second one being there now, being that it's the initial one, it's just telling the car, nope, we're not running right now. And it's not even letting the second ECU kick in yet. So I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be so obvious, but that 100% was. All right, let's try to read any engine codes we can. Previously it was communicating with the ECU in the first bank. Let's see if it does the same. Open circuit, continuous power supply. Let me take a picture. I gotta be faster than this. Okay, now I gotta read the second ECU, see if it reads. It's so weird, the car's literally turning on and off all the time right now whilst the ignition's in. Something is so tripped. So I've just done the whole battery disconnect again. Let's test out my theory of if we swap these back around, the car will most likely run. Let's test it out again. Let's reconnect the batteries. Now the engine won't even turn. What the hell is going on with this thing? I have a feeling it's doing that thing where it needs a little bit of time to cool off because it doesn't want to talk to us anymore. I'm gonna leave it alone for about an hour or so. Now it's completely dead apparently, and it's come back. I don't know what's going on, guys. Swapping the ECUs over made it run worse. Swapping them back, I just gotta come back later on. So after disconnecting the battery for a little bit and then restarting the car, it's back to running how it was before. Pretty sure that there's something wrong with the ECU or the wiring around the ECU and stuff. That's what's playing up with everything. Ooh. There's so many little electrical gremlins going on with this car. Like every time you start it, the trip meter always resets itself back to 0, and as you guys saw before, if you leave ignition on, then it will turn on and then off and then on and off and everything. So yeah, everyone, if you have any advice on what to do next or anything like that, please leave it in the comments down below. I need help figuring out what's wrong with this car. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a future video. All right, peace out. Bye.